Hey Monica, why do you have balls on your shoes?
'Cause I'm 50! 50 is awesome!
Well, hello everybody. Thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. Friday the 13th. 50! It's been an extraordinary adventure as I was offline, off the grid for 8 full days. Right overlooking a beautiful river, immersed in the orchestra of the ducks and the eagles and hawks and blue jays and sparrows and wrens, nature's wonderland. It is now, upon our return back to Big Sur, it is still winter. It's March 18th. The spring equinox is officially Friday and Saturday this weekend. When we came home back here, I noticed in my garden, it's like we left the last week of winter and then we came back the last week of summer. And I noticed already a few months ago the Ceanothus, California lilac, blooming about 2.5 months to 3 months earlier than usual. Sunflowers started blooming last month in February, and we are now enduring a record-breaking heat wave for March. Unlike anything we've ever seen. We've had some heat waves before in my 14 years living here, but not 10, 11, 12 days breaking records in March. Every year on my birthday, I love to go up to Northern California, Sonoma County, Mendocino County, and this is the first year where there wasn't rain either before, during, or during our birthday adventure. We haven't had any rain since February, and it is March, still winter, and things are very dry, and the heat index, we're gonna be up in the 90s today, tomorrow, the next day, and maybe it starts to slow down to 80s. We are all aging in a climate-changing world. I read some of the news of the record fires in Nebraska, record snowfall, 300 inches of snow in northern Michigan. So it is, we are all aging in a climate-changing world. And now that I turned 50, I'm 50, I feel like I've joined this, the half century and over club. And with that, this greater sense of responsibility has really filled my soul, filled my passion. I'll say it, climate change, green, sustainability. These are words that are currently banned in the USA. I'll continue to say them. We are all aging in a climate-changing world. Yet our systems, as we all witness right now, are breaking down. Our economic system, our care system, health care, sick care, elder care, child care, food, our agricultural care, breaking down. There continues to be a gap, a wide gap. And the Center for Longevity, or the longevity experts, or the folks that are, hey, we're going to get your dose of nature. What can nature do for us? And my work as an Eco Gerontologist, placing our relationship, it's a relationship, relearning how to age, how to live in harmony with nature, with other living species and beings that we are wholly interconnected with. One of the laws of ecology is everything is interconnected with everything else. When there's one thread of the web of life that is hurting or going extinct, that impacts the entire web of life, including us humans. Yet, we are the first and only species thus far in our short time on this shared home that has done more damage to ecosystems and caused more extinctions of other species than any other species ever on Earth, while knowingly doing so. So as I join this new club, the over 50s, a half century, this greater responsibility I feel has really come over me. It's quite beautiful, yet at the same time, I've never felt this sense of a mission focus. I've always had this mission, connecting all ages to the goodness of our shared home, and care outdoors, and Eco Gerontology. Something has definitely shifted since I officially, the 50 years of my life on this beautiful planet that I love so much. And the children today are the most nature-deprived generation in our history. And that saddens me deeply, because they're not getting that sense of connection to nature that was so paramount for my upbringing growing up in northern Michigan. That connection to just hanging out with a tree all day, or with the birds, or making forts in the creeks and playing outdoors with clean water, clean air, where you knew your neighbors, where you could be outside and you didn't come inside unless you were hungry, hurt, or it was dark. This greater sense of responsibility, this purpose larger than myself, which, come to find out, is one of the keys the Center for Longevity does say is, purpose greater than ourselves. We found that in the blue zones. And I can't think of a more important purpose for all of us. Put the eco, put the home, our relationship with home in everything that we're doing, the best that we can. The best that we can. Not what can nature do for us. Not I'm going to get a dose of nature for my health, but what can we do for nature? How can we nurture the biodiversity of our landscapes? How can we restore a relationship with the birds and the trees and the watersheds, our bioregion, this place that we call home? We can. Words like regeneration, regenerate, bioregionalism, deep ecology, eco-philosophy, eco-psychology, and eco-gerontology. And what's wonderful is we have tools. We have evidence-based tools. The Pathways of Nature Connectedness. Shout out to the Center for Nature Connectedness and Professor Miles Richardson. We have these pathways. We know scientifically how to grow our own, and those around us and our communities, heart connection to the natural world. That oxytocin, that biophilia, bio-life, philia, love of life. That is what promotes us to act, inspires us to act, because we are at a crossroads, and our lifestyles have been are degrading the very systems that sustain us. Not our current economic system, I mean our ecological systems. The watersheds, the fish, the shrimp, the soil, the fungi, the little tiny microbes we can't even see. Aging is awesome. Aging is a privilege and it's an honor. And, we do have the UN Decade of Healthy Aging in a climate-changing world. There is no healthy aging. There is no longevity without a healthy planet. And how do we get there? We know we have tools, and we can heal ourselves in the process, because clearly we're not well. Clearly we're not well if we are destroying the very systems that sustain us all and future generations. This isn't just about me. And those future generations include the birds and the trees and the flora and fauna and the animals that we share this home with. It isn't home just for humans. We're not stewards of this land in that sense. We are this land, and we're killing ourselves and future generations. So I inspire you. Thank you so much. I'm very excited. I'm 50, and I'll be presenting at my alma mater next month, and I'm learning more about their bioregion, and it's really fun to relearn how to age, how to live in harmony with nature, because we did for thousands of years on this planet. We lived quite well in balance with the natural rhythms, with the seasons, in harmony. We gave back more than we took. We were more interdependent. We had reciprocal shared relationships with people and nature. And we can relearn. We can relearn together. And I think that's a pretty noble cause right now, here and now. So if you feel inspired to join us, We nurture Eco Gerontology with Care Outdoors, so we feel good too. We get all those benefits that the fresh air and connecting with the soil, sun, and sea does on our mental well-being, our physical well-being, our spiritual well-being. And then we can share that with others, sharing Care Outdoors with others, including the trees and the soil, birds, all these other beautiful animals and creatures that share our home. So thank you so much for all the birthday wishes. This is just the beginning. And if you're inspired to join our movement, growing Care Outdoors, Eco Gerontology, our next cohort of Eco Gerontology begins this weekend, the spring equinox. Good timing. In the first few modules, we just slow down and we tune in.
Hey Monica, why do you have balls on your shoes?